Welcome to Lesson 7, Networking, where Debian hands you 3 different tools and expects you to know which one to grab. You've got IF down, the classic etc. network interfaces text file for servers and scripts, system networked, the modern minimalist pick for cloud and headless boxes, and Network Manager, the laptop and desktop king with Wi-Fi roaming and a GUI. They're mutually exclusive on a single interface, so the goal of this lesson is simple. Pick one, configure it once, and walk away with a predictable network. So here's the decision matrix that picks for you. Bare metal server with a static IP, either IF up-down or networked works. Pick whichever your shop already uses. Cloud VM or container host. System networked every time. Cloud init already speaks it, and it's a fraction of the footprint. Laptop or mixed network workstation. Network Manager, no debate. And if you've inherited an Ansible fleet, swallow your preferences and use whatever the playbook uses. One rule above all, pick exactly one per host and mask the others. Mixing them creates invisible config bugs you'll chase for hours. Once you've picked your manager, you hit the next gotcha, what the interface is even called. The old ETH0 TH1 scheme was simple until boot ordering shuffled them on you. ETH0 today, ETH1 after a kernel update, and your firewall rules silently point at the wrong NIC. Predictable names fix this by deriving the name from hardware location. Anyan P0S3 means Ethernet, PCI bus 0, slot 3, decode the prefix, N, WL, WWW, IB. Then the suffix tells you it's PCI slot MAC or on board. When in doubt, ask it of ADM directly. It'll show you every candidate name for a given device. And yes, you can revert to ETH0 with net.if names or no, but don't unless you're cloning a legacy image that hardcodes it. With names sorted, let's wire one up. IF up down is the Debian classic, one file, etc. network, interfaces, declares every NIC, and if up or if down flips them. The pattern here is everything you need in production. Loopback, a static IP on ENP03 with gateway and DNS, DHCP on a second interface, and the source line that pulls in drop-ins from interfaces.d, which is what you want when Ansible is generating per interface files. It's fading on cloud images, but on bare metal, it's still the default. So read fluency isn't optional. Now swap layers, same job. System flavor. Enable networked and resolved once, symlink resolve.conf to the stub, and drop a numbered.network file under etc. system.network. The match section picks the interface by name or MAC, your choice, and the network section carries address, gateway, and DNS. For cloud VMs, collapse it to DHCP equals yes, and you're done. Restart networked, check network CDL status, and that's your static IP in roughly 5 lines of INI. Third layer, third flavor. Network Manager. This is the laptop king, Wi-Fi roaming, captive portals, OpenVPN, and WireGuard imports, a tray icon if you want one. Overkill on a server, but on a portable host. Refusing it is just self-inflicted pain. The CLI is NMCLI, and it's fully scriptable. Same static IP recipe as before. Conad, IPv4.method manual, addresses, gateway, DNS, then conup. For Wi-Fi, device Wi-Fi list scans, device Wi-Fi connect joins. For VPN, import the .ovpn and bring it up. One tool, every scenario, Ansible friendly. Tools chosen, network configured. Now the 3 a.m. question. It's broken. Where do you start? You climb the ladder, bottom up. IP-Link tells you if the cable's alive. IP-ADAR and IP-Route confirm you have an address and a gateway. Ping the gateway, then ping 1.1.1.1. That splits local from upstream. DIG proves DNS, curl proves the application layer, and SS-ALPN shows what's actually listening on this box. 6 steps, one fault isolated every time. Once you can debug a single interface, the next step is going beyond single interfaces. 2 patterns show up constantly, bridges and bonds. A bridge is a software switch. You'll need BRR0 the moment you run KVM, libvirt, or Docker, because VMs have to share layer 2 with the physical network. Bonding combines NICs. Active backup for failover. 802.380 for double bandwidth. Stack them. 2 NICs into bond as 0, bond into BR0, VMs on top. And you've got a fault-tolerant host that doesn't flinch when a cable dies. With your interfaces stacked and bonded, there's one more thing that's not optional in 2026, IPv6. You'll see 3 address types on every interface. Link local, starting with IFI-ILAS, ULAs starting with FD for private ranges, and global addresses your cloud provider hands you. Configure them the same way you do v4, a static stanza in interfaces, or an address line in systemd networked with IPv6 except RAE for router advertisements. And the production rule: don't disable IPv6 to simplify things. Half your tools assume what one resolves locally. Turn it off and you'll spend an afternoon hunting ghosts. Speaking of disabling IPv6, that's gotcha number 3 on this list of 5 things that bite. Number 1, 2 managers fighting over the same interface, both running, neither winning. Pick one, mask the others with system-citl. Number 2, a static IP with no gateway. Local pings work, the internet doesn't. Always grep IP root for a default. 4, stop editing resolve.conf by hand. It's a generated file. Configure DNS through whichever manager you chose. And 5, that ancient Ansible playbook, hardcoding ithwal0, will break on modern enp OS3 names. Update the playbook or set net.if names to 0 in grub if you need fleet consistency. Every one of these is a wrong choice catching up with you. So let's land this. 6 skills you walked out with. The decision matrix that maps environment to tool, predictable interface names you stop fighting, if up-down fluency for classic servers, system networked for the minimalist cloud box, network manager via NMCLI when you actually need it on a laptop, and the diagnostic ladder, IP, route, ping, dig, curl, yes, top to bottom, every time. Networking's configured. Lesson 08 is DNS, resolve.conf, systemd resolved. Hosts, densmask. After that, your services have names, not just addresses. Stage 02 is picking up speed. Lesson 07 done. Matrix internalized. Interface names clear. 3 layers configured. Diagnostic ladder ready. That's a network you can reason about at 3 in the morning. Next up, DNS. We'll dissect resolve.conf, get systemd resolve behaving, wire up hosts and NSS switch, and stand up densmask for your home lab. Run next lesson. Start when you're ready. See you in 08.